Well, hey gang, it is I, Jackson Galaxy, your cat daddy, and whereas I may be the cat daddy, there is a whole galaxy of words that Jackson has no idea about. I'll be the first to admit that. I mean, I like to make up words more probably than most. I mean, look, this is the galaxy of my words right here. But that said, there are some that are wildly popular, and unless you guys pointed them out to me, I wouldn't have any idea. At case in point, the word that we're going to be looking into today that has over 150,000 people signed up on a Reddit subforum when it comes to this one word. One word in the lexicon of cat, 150,000 plus people. 150,001, now counting me. So what is that word? Well, you know what? I'm not going to take all the glory. I am going to save it for my counterpart, who would be very angry if I stole it from him. So, hey, counterpart, welcome to another edition of Cat Daddy Dictionary.
With your host, Jackson Galaxy.
Today we explore a word that, like many others that we look at, roll off the tongue, tickling the palate like a fine champagne. This word today does such a thing and tends to confuse the more conservative of pet guardians. The word today is sploot. What is sploot? Well, of course, to get that answer, we get to the dictionary. Lost my place. There we go. Sploot. When a dog or cat lays belly down on the floor with hind legs stretched out behind them as opposed to under the torso. Can also be done with front legs tucked under torso or out front like Superman. You know, oddly enough, this is one word in the dictionary that doesn't have a part of speech. Falls between noun and verb. For instance, it can be used as such. Hank is the sploot master. Or Hank is performing his morning sploot. Or Hank is splooting. Noun, verb, adverb, proper name. We have no other choice than to reach out to our educated cat audience and ask, how do you use the word sploot? It is a word born of memes, pictures where a cat is performing something that looks splootish, and then there is the word sploot! Exclamation point. How is that a word to be used in sentences? Where is the English language going, I ask? Oh, I'm getting all aflutter. Well, anyhow, I guess we have no choice but to explore this ourselves a little more carefully. Shall we? Roll 'em! As always, a wonderful excursion into the world of the feline and the world of humans with their felines who continue to make up words that are inane and fabulous. And that is why I am here. Now, that, of course, is where I end my expertise. We still don't know how to use the word, but we will, I'm sure, thanks to you. In the meantime, why sploot? For that, we return to our esteemed yet off host. And And I'm back. Once again, without all of the flowery glory and all of the let's explain this whole thing, but I guess that's why I'm here, right? Why is Sploot? Let's take a look at why. The why is, there's one part of it that's actually pretty simple if you think about it. When a cat makes themselves wide and flat on the floor, basically increasing the surface of them against that place, they're pretty much trying to cool down, trying to bring down their body temperature, because you'll see Sploot happen on hard wood and on cement flooring and things like that, more so, linoleum, more so than carpeting, again, just to bring down that body temperature. Also, if you take a look at boxers or fighters, for instance, in between rounds, you'll see their trainers bring out their arms and you'll see them put an ice pack to their chest to bring down their heart rate and to also increase blood flow to different parts of the body. Again, that's what your cat is doing. Your cat is spreading out and putting that cold temperature against their chest. So you might see Sploot when they're fully comfortable. You might see Sploot when they're trying to get comfortable, or actually to try to calm themselves down a little bit. Sploot serves a whole lot of purposes. So speaking of comfort, that is the other part of Sploot. If you take a look at the body posture, when a cat is even remotely ready to get out of town, they're going to have their legs underneath them, whether that's their back or their front. So for instance, if a cat is in the position where their paws are tucked in underneath them and they're laying on top of their paws, some call it the loaf, some call it the meatloaf. I think I'm the only one who's ever called it the meatloaf, as I'm told. This is for another day altogether, but anyway, they're tucked in like this. That is comfort. Because, why? Take a look at its alternative. Some call it the Sphinx. Some call it the semi-loaf. Anyhow, in this position, paws are underneath them and they're ready to spring into action. So now let's take that and look at Sploot. Absolute comfort. Why? Because I am just spread. My back legs are not under me. My front legs are not under me. I am just Sploot. And that means I am absolutely comfortable. Take a look at another alternative, and that's what I call the cat hug. So that's a cat on their back, right? In otter position. And that position is exposing my midline, my most vulnerable parts. My paws are up in the air completely. My legs are, as my mom used to say in Yiddish, verspreizt. My legs are verspreizt. It means absolute comfort. So that is sort of an upside down. So now we're into the upside down Sploot, and that could be the otter position, the verspreizt leg position, the cat hug. You see, this is why we have the dictionary, people, because if it weren't for the dictionary, we'd be just running amok with words. Now the last thing I'll talk about is, there's always going to be a crowd out there, and I'm talking to you, the guys who are like, how come my cat doesn't sploot? If splooting is about happiness and comfort and all those things, not all cats sploot. It is a very specific body language, the same as upside down on their back. Definitely not all cats do that. They will do different things that some are more universal than others when it comes to comfort, etc. But the Sploot is a very specific body posture. That said, if it weren't for 150,000 plus people on Reddit talking about Sploot, you got to assume there's got to be at least 150,000 cats who sploot. So that's it for Sploot. A very positive body language. It's all about comfort or attaining comfort, safety or attaining safety, happiness or attaining happiness, all rolled up together and flattened out into a cat pancake we call Sploot. All right, you guys, that's it for Sploot. Next time around, well, I'm not going to tell you what happens next. Where's the fun in that? Until the next time we meet, you guys, all light and all love and all Splooty mojo to you. Well, there's the loaf and then there's the semi-loaf. Semi-loaf is when it's like this.
No.
What are you talking about? That's Sphinx? No, I call this the semi-loaf.
I mean, it could be a semi-loaf except you're the only person that called it. So you need to say that.
Maybe I should skip the loaf altogether.
Yeah.
All right, guys, if your cat isn't splooty, don't forget you can be as well. And if you do go full Sploot on the floor, you know, send a picture. I gotta see that. Until next time.
Do not ask for that. That is the most sexual.
All right, so we're gonna scratch that whole section. All right, you guys. Please don't get naked. Okay.
Meow.